Welcome to Monster Hunters PH. My name is Kuya Ray and I'll be your guide to the wonderful world of monsters. So get comfy and listen close as we delve into the story of the Ammomongo. The Ammomongo, also called ikugan, are simian giants who are covered in hair. They are approximately the size of a grown man with long sloth-like claws from the Philippines. They have huge hands and feet, with their defining character being their long tail. They hang by their tails and wait for victims to ambush. In some sources, they had dogs to hunt with them. The dogs would bark as many times as the number of people that they saw. The Ammomongo or ikugan supposedly disembowels chickens, goats, and other small animals and then eats their intestines. However, this monster will not limit itself to this diet alone. It may also attack and devour children who are not fast enough to run away. Apart from its long talon-like claws, the Ammomongo has a unique look with its long strand-like white fur, much like human hair. These creatures are noticeably similar to its American counterparts like the Bigfoot and Sasquatch legends from Canada and the United States. If you want to have a chance at encountering the Ammomongo, it supposedly lives at the base of Mount Kanlaon in Negros Occidental. But be warned though, it tends to hide among the treetops, lying in ambush and waiting for its next prey. On occasions that the Ammomongo has been spotted, it can be noted that it only comes down from its mountain home when food in the area has been depleted, and they are starved enough to make the arduous trek down the mountain. The Ammomongo may also travel down the mountain if its habitat is disturbed by illegal loggers and miners that aim to exploit its natural resources. The word Ammomongo can be loosely translated in the Filipino language as gorilla. The Ammomongo could also be called by another name, the ikugan, which translates in the Manobo and Tagbanwa dialect as ikug or tail, which is appropriate for this large creature because the Ammomongo is a white ape with a long tail. If you find yourself within its habitat, however, it will ambush you when you least expect it and rip your stomach open with its long, sloth-like claws. The existence of the Ammomongo is still shrouded in mystery. Some experts say that the Ammomongo is an albino gorilla, but with no species of ape native to the Philippines, it is harder to confirm, let alone believe the beast's real identity. These ambush predators might just be the most dangerous monsters out in the foot of Mount Kanlaon. It is smart enough to use dogs to find its prey. Whilst you might find these dogs cute or strange, only barking according to the number of members in your party, don't forget to look up and watch for the blur of white fur that jumps through the canopy. Because if you're not vigilant enough, you might find yourself in the clutches of the Ammomongo. Warning: the story presented is purely imaginary. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. No identification with actual persons, living or deceased, places, buildings, and products is intended or should be inferred. Amidst the numerous reports of sightings of an Ammomongo in La Castillana, Barangay Sag-ang, a young woman shrugged off the warnings that locals gave her and made her way to Mount Kanlaon. Her name was Benilda, a senior executive IT consultant for a well-known call center agency in Makati. She would not let these short-sighted locals tell her what to do with her limited time off from work. She hated her job as an IT consultant. The constant glow of monitors gave her constant migraines, and the endless deadlines burned her passion for the job. All she really wanted now was to unwind in nature before getting back on the daily grind. With her backpack firmly placed on her back, she made her way to the foothills of Mount Kanlaon and made her way to the mountain. As she walked up the path, A young boy grabbed her hand and stopped her for a moment, wanting to stop her from proceeding. Benilda gently released the boy's hand, then pat his head before walking off. The boy kept staring at her, but turned around and went home when he realized that she wasn't returning. Benilda was in a cheerful mood when she approached the foot of the mountain, with sweat upon her brow. She was now passing below a canopy of verdant leaves when she saw a small dog run in front of her. She found it strange to find the dog far from the town of La Castellana, and as she stared at the dog, it turned back, let out a small bark, and ran off. No sooner had the dog barked that Benilda felt a chill run down her spine. The branches atop the canopy began to stir. Acting quickly, Benilda began to run back to where she'd come. And slamming into the ground in front of her, grunted a human-sized ape, body covered in long white fur. It grunted again before lunging for Benilda with its long claws. Benilda screamed and ran back to the village. In her panicked state, she somehow managed to throw her backpack toward the creature. The scent of food from the backpack caught the Ammomongo's attention, and it stopped for a moment. This was all Benilda needed to sprint into the bushes and run home. As she ran, Benilda heard the Ammomongo tear through her backpack and stuff its face with her food. Benilda felt as if she'd just run a marathon when she arrived back to La Castellana. Her arms were scratched and bruised from her blatant disregard for the branches that got in her way. The locals took pity on her, gave her a good meal, and bandaged her wounds. But from that day on, she swore never to travel alone in the woods. This has been Kuya Ray from Monster Hunters PH, now signing off. See you in our next video.